Hello, everybody. Hope you're all fighting fit this week. I was so poorly last week, and I don't know if it was to do with the energies coming in for the Lion's Gate or whether it was to do with this Candida cleanse that I've been doing, or whether it was a virus. I don't know what it was, but I was really, really poorly last week, and I had to spend 2 days in bed. But I'm feeling much better this week. Um, so I am hearing many, many reports from people that they have also been feeling quite poorly. And it does make me wonder, it always seems to happen around these key points, whether it's the solstice or, a synchronous number. So like the 8-8 portal, it always seems to happen around these times. And it does make me wonder if that surge of light that's coming into our bodies because we're taking in more light, because we're absorbing more light, because we're becoming more light, then we are purging what is within us that no longer vibrates at that resonance. And the physical body will then interpret this as invaders and, release a certain type of response. Hence all of the mucus, which always seems to be involved in these types of things. But it does make me wonder because these types of illnesses always seem to occur around key influxes of light. That's something that I would love to be able to look into in greater detail. Are these viruses that we say are viruses, is it just that much like the tree drops its leaves in winter, is it that at a certain point when there is a lack of light, the body does something, drops all of its toxins, and that causes an immune response? I'd love to look into that a little bit more, but unfortunately, I don't have time. It's just one of my theories that I'm throwing out there. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this week is more about the energetic body, more about what it is, and more about how trauma affects our energetic body. So, first of all, I understand that many of us have different opinions on what the Earth is. Some people believe that the Earth is a globe and is the same shape as other planets and is a part of a solar system, which is a part of a galaxy, so on and so forth. Other people believe that the Earth is flat and that there is a dome top and there might be other land that extends beyond the part that we are in. Other people believe that we live on the back of a spaceship. Other people believe that we live on the back of a turtle's back. Doesn't matter to me what you believe in. I absolutely respect everybody's beliefs because that's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is that we are incarnate in order to experience and to choose what it is that we want to believe. It is a free will planet or a free will space, a free will realm. It is entirely up to you what you believe. And I'm not one of those people that's going to say to somebody else who believes something different than me, well, that's stupid, and try and poke holes in their theory to make them feel bad. Why would you do that? And also, everything that can exist does exist. So your perception of something might be your truth. That might be the reality that you're living in. Somebody else's perception of what they believe the earth to be, their consciousness makes it so. I stopped a long time ago wanting to convince people that my beliefs are real, my beliefs are true. They're true for me. And that's all that matters. So my belief is whatever the earth is, and for me, she is a globe, but whatever the earth is for you, doesn't matter. She is sentient. She has consciousness and energy within her. And you only have to go outside into a forest. You only have to look at the ocean. You only have to look at the beauty of the place that we live in to understand that this place is sentient. There is an energy here of which we are a part. And this is where humans have come a little bit unstuck. A long time ago, because of the ego, so because of an imbalanced solar plexus, basically, it's all to do with the yellow energy, the yellow ray imbalance in the solar plexus. A long time ago, humans discovered power and control, which is all to do with the solar plexus, and they decided that they wanted to control the earth. And obviously, that was heavily influenced by other beings that are here, that are influencing key people. But humans believe, or key humans have swayed society to believe that we're the top of the food chain, we're in charge, we get to decide what happens on the earth. We're a part of the earth. We are a part of the earth. Now, if you were to believe that earth is round, so that could be likened to a cell in the body of something bigger, one could say that humans are part of the cell of earth that have become cancerous. They've fallen to darker energy. They've come out of balance and they've started to destroy their own cell. They've started to destroy their own world. So I often, when I am teaching people, ask people to view Earth in that way, that Earth is a cell, that when all of the different parts of the Earth work together in harmony, there is an energetic flow that stays balanced within that cell, which keeps the cell healthy. When a part of that cell comes out of balance, that's when the cell becomes diseased or cancerous. And that is essentially what has occurred on Earth. And people will say, well, what evidence is there that we are a part of Earth, that we are a part of nature? You know, it's very easy for you to say that, but, you know, what evidence do you have? Because everybody seems to want the science, don't they, to back it up. So I would say to those people, well, if you look at the air that we breathe out, the gases that we breathe out as humans, that's what the trees need to survive. If you look at the gases that they breathe out, oxygen, that's what we need to survive as humans. If you look at the shape of the bronchial tubes in the lungs, it's the shape of a tree. If you look at the patterns on your skin, these beautiful, intricate patterns, they mimic the rings inside of a tree if you take the cross section of a tree. We are earth, we are air, we are fire, we are water, we are stardust, we are a part of the planet, and we actually plug in to the planet as a part of her. That's what we're supposed to do. When the cell, and we're using the cell within a body as an analogy here, but when the cell of Earth, so Earth, when it's working correctly, all parts of her should be working together to create a beautiful flow of energy throughout all beings that recycles back into the earth. You know, if you look at the food chain and all of the different stages of the evolution of consciousness that spreads throughout a food chain, but when a human is at the top of the food chain, even though we aren't, but whatever, when the human is at the top of the food chain and their body dies and descends to the earth, that body then feeds all of the funguses and the microbes and the bugs and all of those smaller creatures right at the bottom of the food chain. It is the circle of life, the flow of energy. When everything is in balance, everything works. What humans have done is they've come totally out of balance. They believe they own the planet or the realm or the space or the disk, whatever it is that you believe. They believe that they own it. They don't understand that they are a part of it and are supposed to work as a part of it. And so they're trying to control everything. Now, there's a huge story behind that, and humans are very, very influenced by beings that have come from elsewhere, that have traveled from a different place to enter the cell of Earth, and they have affected the beings that are a part of Earth. Now, as humans on Earth, as a part of Earth, we are plugged into the Earth energetically. That's why we feel how we feel when she has fluctuations in energy, when the Schumann resonance changes, when there's an electromagnetic storm, when she takes a lot of energy in through her poles and it affects her inside. That's why we feel the effects of it, because we are a part of her. And so we plug into her, energy. Now, the Earth itself, I believe, and you don't have to believe she's a globe to understand this. She has a spark inside of her, which is her soul, her spirit, her light, just as we have light inside of us. And that light appears to us as a huge sun. And that sun that she has inside of her is a mix of all of the colours of the rainbow. And she distributes those colours out throughout her entire body. And it's the distribution of those colours out that creates all of the beauty that we see around us. She also accepts colour from the sun. The sun sends colour to us as white light, but when it's fractalized out, you've got all of the colours of the rainbow represented. And we drink in the colours from the sun and the colours from the earth. We are connected directly to the earth via our energetic body. Our energetic body connects us in to the energy of the earth. We have the root, which is red, which is responsible for safety, stability. And if it's out of balance, it can cause anxiety and fear. We have the sacral, which is orange, which is responsible for joy, creativity, and sensuality. And when it's out of balance, you become sad or you become obsessive around sex or deviant around sex. We have the solar plexus, which is responsible for confidence, security, and knowing that you are a part of this universe. And when it comes out of balance, you either want to dominate other people or be dominated. You have the heart, which is love. You have the throat, which is your ability to communicate in this place and express your truth. And when it comes out of balance, you either try to dominate speech, so you stop other people from talking, or you become so shy that you feel like you can't express yourself anymore. You have your third eye, which is your connection to the other realms, the other dimensions, the other parts of yourself that exist in other dimensions, spaces, times, and places. And when your third eye is open, you will be able to connect to those other parts of yourself. You will be able to have clairaudience and clairsentience and claircognizance and clairvoyance and clairgustiance and all of those different psychic senses. You have your crown, which connects you to the wider environment. Now, whether you perceive that as planets and the universe, or whether you perceive that as realms, your crown connects you in to the energy that is source, to the energy that is God. Now, all of those energy centers, when they're merged, make white light. We are white light. We are the white light of source that is fractalized out into color. This is where humans are very, very complex, because we are emotional beings. We have an emotional body. And each of those energy centers that are connected to a color, that are connected to a function within us as humans. Each of those energy centers are also attached to certain emotions that we feel as a human. Now, this is where this links into trauma. If you are a human that suffers a trauma in this world that makes you feel very, very sad, and we understand from what I've just explained that the sacral energy center, when it is vibrating at the resonance that it should be in its true vibration, it's the orange energy that delivers joy, creativity, and sensuality. When you start to feel very, very sad as a human, which is an emotion that we are able to feel, that will then cause your sacral energy center to vibrate at the distortion of itself. So whereas orange is supposed to be joy, passion, creativity, when a human holds that very, very intense emotion of sadness over a prolonged period of time, the sacral energy center starts to vibrate at a different resonance, at a distorted resonance, at a lower frequency than it is supposed to. When that sacral energy center starts to vibrate at a lower frequency than it is supposed to, due to the emotion of sadness, that then attracts one of these lower frequency beings that exists in our world, that feeds off of light. And I've explained this to you before in other videos. There are beings in this world that emit light. There are beings in this world that consume light. There are beings in this world that you cannot see with the naked eye, because humans can only see a very, very minute percentage of all that is with their physical eyes. You can see a lot more with the third eye, but with the physical eyes, the human eyes that connect to this third dimensional realm, you can only see a certain percentage of what's there. Out of the awareness of our perception, so when we go into the infrared spectrum, that is where these lower frequency beings exist. They are real. They just vibrate lower. And because they vibrate lower, they do not hold enough light within them to sustain their existence without connecting to another light source. Everything in this universe needs light. You either emit it or you consume it, but light is needed. So these beings, when you are vibrating at the vibration of sadness, which has distorted your sacral energy center, should be feeling joy, but now it's feeling sad, it's vibrating lower. These beings that consume light are then magnetically drawn, much like sharks in water at the smell of blood. They are drawn to your pain. They connect to your source of light, which is your orange energy center, which should be vibrating at joy, but now it's vibrating lower, which allows these beings to get in and access it. They attach to that sacral energy center and they begin to funnel or divert the orange light that should be going into your body, keeping your body healthy and well. They divert that orange light into their body, into their being. And that orange light is what fuels them. What that means for you as a human is you now have no access to the orange ray. So your entire energetic body is going to come out of balance. It can't merge itself anymore and become white light, because you've taken a very fundamental part away, which is the ray of orange. What will happen then over time is, because that person feels so sad because they have no orange, they will then feel like they can't speak up. I feel so sad. I can't vocalize. I can't communicate. So then their throat will start to vibrate lower. and they will attract an entity that will come in and latch onto the blue ray. And the blue ray will start to be siphoned off into another being. Then that person has no blue and no orange. Then what will happen over time is, because they really can't speak up, then they become so shy because they have no blue energy anymore. Another being is taking it. When that occurs, that will then start to affect the solar plexus, affect their confidence. Their confidence, their yellow ray will start to vibrate lower. And when that happens, they will then attract a being that attaches to the solar plexus, to the confidence, to the yellow ray. And they now have an entity in what I call the big three, which is orange, yellow, and blue. Once orange, yellow, and blue are taken, the whole system will go down, because then the energetic body becomes so distorted, it's not working at all. You end up attracting entities in every single one of those 7 main energy centers, which then starts to cause physical disease in the physical body, because the physical body needs access to that light in order to keep people well. Our bodies, our systems, the universe that we have inside of us, so all of the little beings that exist inside of us, need light to do their job. And dependent upon where those little beings exist, so if they exist in the area where the sacral, so the orange light is, they will be in charge of keeping the intestines healthy, keeping the reproductive parts of the body healthy. And so if you see a client that has physical issues in the reproductive system or in the intestines, then straight away that tells me they have no orange light. And it's all connected. They have no orange light because they felt sad. And so you can see on their paperwork that they had this significant sadness around this trauma that occurred in their life. The trauma is there. Trauma made them feel sad. Now we have physical disease in the body, in the area where the sacral energy center is, which is indicative to me as a specialist within energy healing, that individual has no access to their sacral energy. And it doesn't matter what that individual does in terms of trying to help the physical body to stabilize. It doesn't matter what you do. Until you plug that orange light back into the sacral, so until you get that entity off, until you plug the orange light back into the energetic body so that the entire energetic body can stabilize, so that the whole system of the human body can start working together again, then the physical body at that point will start to heal. So whatever physical ailments it is that you have in your body, you can track them back to a deficiency of light in the energy body in that area. So that's what I'm going to have to leave you with this week, because I've only got 6 minutes before I see my first client of the day. But I want everybody to think about physical ailments that they have in their bodies. Or maybe if you're healthy and well, think about a loved one that has a physical ailment. Think about where that ailment is. Think about what the chakra that is responsible for that area of the body. Think about what emotion that chakra is responsible for. Think about that person's traumas, and you will be able to track it all back. All we need to do as humans to heal is to identify our traumas, forgive the people that did it to us. Forgiveness. Because all of this has a bigger picture. And that's where the spiritual angle of this comes in as well. All of this has a bigger significance. So as a human, you have to be able to forgive. Then we have to get those low frequency entities off, plug the energetic body back in, plug the light back into your body, connect you back in fully to all of your spectrum, all of the colors of a rainbow. You are supposed to be a rainbow. Remember that today when you're out and about. Remember that you are supposed to have the colors of the rainbow within you, that when they combine, make white light. And if you are drawn to a particular color more than others, oftentimes that can be indicative as well that that is the color that you are deficient in. Because what your energetic system is trying to do is to stabilize itself by surrounding itself with more of the color that it doesn't have in order to find balance. That's something else for you guys to think about this week. What colors are you drawn to and why? I'm going to have to go now, but that is essentially, very quickly in a nutshell, how the energetic body works and how these entities can get in. The gateway is your emotions. And this is what humans need to understand in order to achieve emotional mastery, in order to be able to ascend. We have got to master our emotions. We've got to understand that allowing ourselves to feel the lower frequency emotions in this parasitical world, it's only going to let entities in. You've got to choose to vibrate higher. You've got to choose the higher frequency emotions. You've got to choose forgiveness. You've got to choose love. You've got to choose joy. You've got to choose happiness. The traumas that you've already had, you've got to heal them, release them. That is our key to unpick ourselves from these lower frequency beings that are here in order that we can begin to vibrate higher and exit into that higher frequency realm. I'm going to leave you with that today because I got to go. Until the next time I connect with you guys, make sure that you keep vibrating high. Have a wonderful week. Take care, everybody. Bye.